Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the CrossFit Games Update Show. Great to be back with you. I'm Sean Woodland with Tommy Marquez and Pat Sherwood. Game season behind us. Team Series season is now upon us.
Well, the Team Series, to me, just has kind of a different feel. You know, we've got all these events going on from open to regionals of the games. There's a good amount of stress involved with covering those and the athletes participating. But the Team Series, for me, it's low-key, low-stress, just have a good time.
And there's still a little bit of a buzz. You know, we get to make some dream teams here. Sean and myself are going to be on a team, so, you know, we're looking to be on top of the leaderboard.
We are less than a week away from week one, brought to you by Pure Pharma. And here are some of the things that you need to know as you get set to take part in the second Team Series. There will be 2 weekends of competition. You'll have 2 versions of each event, one scaled, one RX. There are 3 leaderboards. There will be a main one, a masters one, and a teens leaderboard. And within those leaderboards, there are filtering options that will allow you to take out teams that have a games athlete or regional athlete. So if you're just a team made up of the open athletes, you can compare yourself to teams that also are made up of just open athletes. So there's another big difference this year too, and that has to do with scoring.
Yeah, a big change from last year. So this year, the 2015 Team Series is going to be scored as a single event, so to speak. So let's say 27 different workouts get announced. If you take first place, you get 1 point. If you take second place, 2 points. And at the end of all those events, add up all the scores, and the lowest number in each division, there's your winner.
And what stands out to me, on top of more prizes and fewer weeks of competition, is that we've added more divisions. We've kind of piggybacked off what we did for the CrossFit Games season this year. We added a team division, and I think the fact that we're only announcing 2 workouts, so an RX and a scale, there's no special workout for the masters or the teens, is going to be really cool to see how some of these different divisions stack up against some of the biggest and brightest stars.
I mentioned this quickly at the top of the show, but this is really the start of a second season for us, and the Team Series really provides people with a pretty unique opportunity.
And that opportunity just being fun. Who doesn't want a fun opportunity? I ask you that. So, I mean, what's great about it is I don't want to say there's no rules, because then you're like, you still have to squat below parallel or whatever it is. But I mean, you have a lot of freedom with putting your team together. You got a buddy in the affiliate down the street. Have them join, so-and-so, wherever.
Right.
Have them join. As long as you can geographically get together and do the workouts, you can form any team you want.
And the kind of key component of that for me is community. It's bringing people together. And for many of us, the average CrossFitters, we don't get to compete under the CrossFit Games umbrella in a team format very often, because most of us don't make it past the open. So now we get to do that. We get to join with our buddies. A lot of people in different pockets of the community form, you know, competitors groups or get together with other gyms to train. Now you get to see how that plays out in the format of competition.
And you mentioned fun, and of course this is going to be a great time for a lot of people, but that doesn't mean it's not competitive, and there is money on the line here. If you win this thing, you get $30,000 to split however you want. It doesn't have to be 4 ways, because maybe you got some dead weight on your team who honestly, maybe that person didn't do too much. So you can split it 3 ways. You go all the way down to 10th, you get $7,000. So a lot of money on the line here, and we're hearing possibly maybe some more things will be doled out.
Yeah, you know, Sean, I pride myself in being a man who keeps his ear to the streets and kind of being hip, so to speak. And word on the street is that there may be some additional prizes from our sponsors going out to teams of all divisions. Doesn't matter if you're in the teens, the masters, or if you're in the open division and you're not one of those pro or elite teams. There could be some really cool prize packages given out throughout the competition to some of the top performers.
And here's the deal. If you potentially can earn that money, and who doesn't want money, right? You're going to need video proof of that. So if your team ends up in the top 10 overall of your division, you need video proof of that. And then if you're on a sponsored team, you are required to submit via video, so just be ready with the video.
And listen, here's a tip for everybody out there. If you want to get on the update show and you do something cool with your team workout, please, if you record it on your phone, do this. Turn it sideways. Make it fit our screen. 16:9. Okay, it just makes everyone's life a lot easier.
Good looking yellow cover there.
Yeah, I got a new one there.
All right.
Yeah, got to color it up a little bit. Super teams. We had them last year because there's money on the line. We have a lot of super teams this year, probably even more, and quite a few recognizable names on this list. You got Built by Bergeron. You got the Progenics Misfits. Team NorCal, they're going to compete. Rogue Fitness Black, the defending champs, Reebok Classics, and then there at the bottom you have Good Times. You have 2 people by the name of Rory on that team, Rory Zambard and Rory McKernan. Our own Heber Cannon is on that, along with Carlene Matthews making up that team. So good luck to the 4 of them.
Thanks to those women for just taking on the charity case of those 2 guys.
They made a plea via social media, and someone took them up on it. But a lot of teams that will be watching there, we still don't know the workouts, but right off the bat, who catches your eye?
I like the Dream Team. I think the name kind of says it all. They are young and fired up, literally young. They're comprised of all the teen competitors this year from the games. Champions, we've got Nick Palladino, first place in the 16 to 17-year-old division. Ashley Wansley took second place. You've got Angelo DeChico, another champion, first place in the 14 to 15-year-old division. And then finally, Allison Weiss, she took third place. So, I mean, everyone there medaled, just a clanging and a janging the whole time. They had to take those things off to work out. And they're young, they're fired up. Like, they can take some risks, some chances. They've got really nothing to lose. But what if they push around one of those teams that has a Froning on it or has a Bridges on it? I mean, that's going to be very exciting.
Yeah. So one of the teams they're going to have to push around if they want to win is the team that won last year. They were Team Reebok East last year. This year, they're Team Reebok Classics. As the fittest man on earth, Ben Smith. It's got Emily Bridgers. It's got Stacy Tovar. Well, Scott Panchik from last year is hurt. He had an injury. Right. He's got surgery on his foot. But they've substituted Paul Tremblay onto the team. And I actually think they're not losing a step here with Tremblay. Right. He showed how good he can be in the team format at the Invitational last year for Team Canada when he won his clean and jerk portion. Then he went on and he smoked his pull-up and thruster portion of that relay. So I think they're going to, have a little bit more press coming into this year outside of those 2 rogue teams, and I think they have a chance to defend their title.
And if one of the events is a hockey match.
Sure, and if you need like an enforcer to go rough up maybe that dream
Tremblay
team,
will do the
Tremblay
trick.
will be your man. You mentioned the Invitational. We are doing that again this year, so stay tuned to the website, the game site, for more news coming on that. Maybe Paul Tremblay will be a member of the Canadian team again. Workouts announced next week for week 1 of the team series, brought to you by Pure Farmer. We'll be back with you then to break down those workouts. For Pat and Tommy, I'm Sean. Get your team together, get out there, throw down, and have fun.